Breaking: police horrified after raiding Antifa member's house, find all necessary components for America's worst nightmare. The media has tried to portray Antifa as a peaceful activist group, but conservatives know the truth. They're a violent far-left organization funded by George Soros, intent on the destruction of the United States. While many knew they were capable of atrocities, however, nobody expected to find what police just found inside an Antifa member's house. It all started when police received a domestic disturbance call at 124 Bradwick Circle. Someone had called in complaining of yelling, so the police assumed it would be just another routine noise complaint. After arriving and seeing what was on the scene, however, their lives would be changed forever. The police officers pulled up at the Florida home and immediately identified Christopher S. Langer, a 31-year-old Antifa member. Apparently, he'd been arguing with his parents quite loudly, which is why the neighbors called in the complaint. So naturally, the police decided to investigate. At first, Langer was stubborn. As an ox, he refused to give the police any information, but eventually they broke him. He confessed to having a live grenade in his backyard, which deputies went on to locate. This then prompted them to search his house, and what they found inside is absolutely terrifying. Deputies immediately evacuated the home and began searching around for clues. They didn't have to search far, though, before discovering what this Antifa thug had planned. Apparently, he was preparing to make a weapon of mass destruction, as he'd been hoarding hundreds of different types of powdered acids and other material. Antifa member caught with a cache of bomb-making material and bottles of urine, plotting to kill first responders. Powders, acids, disturbing. Police found an estimated 200 containers inside the Antifa member's home containing dozens of unknown powders, acids, and other chemicals. Some even contain bodily fluids, although it's uncertain why. They also found a SpongeBob SquarePants lunchbox used as a booby trap, but were able to defuse it. Click Orlando reports: DeBarry, Florida, man arrested at DeBarry home, where deputies uncovered explosive devices, about 200 containers holding unknown powders, acids, and other materials, including bodily fluids, was one step from creating a weapon of mass destruction, Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood said. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office said deputies were called Sunday afternoon to a domestic disturbance at 124 Bradwick Circle. Deputies said Christopher S. Langer, 31, was arguing with his parents when he told them that he had placed an explosive substance inside a grenade. Langer, who deputies said was intoxicated, initially denied the grenade existed, but later said he had thrown it outside, authorities said. A deputy found a metal pineapple-style grenade that had a paper clip in place to hold a lever and keep it from exploding, the sheriff's office said. Deputies evacuated the house, and a search resulted in the discovery of an estimated 200 containers inside the home containing unknown materials. At least 79 containers were placed in a containment area, and many others were determined to be holding bodily fluids, officials said. Chitwood said Langer also used a SpongeBob SquarePants lunchbox as a booby trap that was planted in the backyard. That domestic violence call probably saved us from making national and international news, Chitwood said. He has all the components in there to make a weapon of mass destruction. Chitwood said the seized chemicals, including nitric acid and urea, similar to items used in the 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center. Chitwood described Langer, who has been hospitalized 4 times under the state's Baker Act, as a heroin addict who is anti-government and wanted to get even by harming first responders. Wow. Authorities were recently called to the same home and used Narcan to revive Langer, who overdosed on heroin, Chitwood said. 2 weeks ago, we saved your you know what, life, and now we're here 2 weeks later and you're talking about how you want to blow us all up, Chitwood said. On October 25th, Langer's mother called 911 after she found him gasping for breath. A Volusia County deputy used a second dose of Narcan to revive Langer after the first had little effect, according to the incident report. The sheriff said Langer's parents claimed that they were unaware of their son's collection of chemicals. Chitwood said the house was normal except for Langer's bedroom. If I was a roach, I wouldn't live in that room, Chitwood said. That's how despicable and dirty and feces and urine filled that room is. The rest of the house is in pretty good shape. Chitwood said that since Langer is not a convicted felon, it was legal for him to own most of the items in his possession. Langer also saved bottles of his urine, which can be used to make a bomb, Chitwood said. A bomb squad at the ATF and other agencies worked through the night to render the house safe, Chitwood said. Some neighboring houses were evacuated Sunday afternoon, but residents were allowed to return home after later in the evening. Thank the good Lord that we're all standing here today and not national news, Chitwood said. Neighbor Rich Groen said it's scary to think about what might have happened if authorities didn't intervene. You don't expect this in your own neighborhood, and just to think that there could have been a bomb go off that could have took all of us out of here, Groen said. Langer was arrested on charges of possessing a destructive device. He was taken to the Volusia County Branch Jail, where he was being held on a $5,000 bond. Additional charges are possible. Of course, the mainstream media, liberal media, won't be reporting on this today. They'd rather show edited clips of President Trump feeding koi fish or pull some out of context quote from one of his books in an attempt to smear his reputation. The media is not on your side. Ever since President Trump announced his candidacy for president and his pro-American policies, the media began their intricate plans to destroy his reputation. Fortunately for us, however, they didn't count on independent conservative media spreading the truth. It's on us to win the info wars because CNN sure as hell won't help us. That's so true. And disturbing and frightening at the same time. Disgraceful. They should lock him up for life, actually. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.